Good morning, live from London. Has been a long time ago, but I want to talk about this book. The book that I'm so proud of. The book that I took for almost 2 years to create. It is about survivors' domestic abuse. And I received many questions. Why is the price that high? Well, the price isn't high because this is a 130-page book, and the printing of the book alone costs me almost 66 pounds. Just what I did is I added 10, so that's why it's the price it has. 7 of those 10 pounds go to Wings of Freedom Art Centre, an art centre that I am developing, and 3 of them go to Centro Bonilla from her. She is setting up a mental health center in the Dominican Republic. So there is no real profit in that sense. It's all for a good cause. That's why I created it. And I want to read you the foreword because I think that will tell you also why I did this. So in 2019, a woman told me about undergoing domestic abuse and how she has survived it. She was working again after being hospitalized with a broken knee. It was the breaking point, and she ended the relationship after 25 years of abuse. One can only imagine what she must have gone through. 25 years, that's a very long time, and I wonder if her internal wounds will ever heal. Her story triggered that anger in me that was deeply stored within my body, hiding to somehow come out. I also knew it had nothing to do with what she had went through. My story was about my own abuse as a child and young adult. So it was the point where I decided that part of my art needed to be dedicated to the awareness of abuse. And that's why I do this, because art heals. And this is not just a book. This is not just an art book. It's not a photo book. It's not a paperback. It's not just stories. It's an art book. I created of these horrible, horrible stories an art book. And why? Because art heals. Art heals. So I show you a spread of one of the pages. Here is the art. There is the part of the story. And we'll read you this one. When I started this project and asked Kat and Giselle to work with me, I hadn't thought this would be so hard. It had been years and I really thought I dealt with it. Yes, listening to their stories, transcribing their stories, made me aware that I had to go much, much deeper than the shallow stories I had shared with my partners. Before I started, I looked through an old photo album. Looking at those pictures, I thought, at 2 years old, who could have expected that 4 years later I would lose my innocence, my confidence and myself? And that's me when I was 2 years old. And there are more artworks in it. Artworks that can be disturbing. Yeah. Because it's raw. It's raw. It's the pure, raw emotions of the stories as Kat and Giselle told me, and I told myself. I transcribed it. But this is not a book to get me a lot of profit. This is a book for our organizations. This is a book to bring awareness. This is a book of art, and art heals. And I do this with such a passion, and I've done this with so much love. So I would really appreciate if you could share this video, share the link to the book. I will put it in the above the live. And yeah, I would appreciate if you can invest in this. This is a book for life. It's an art book. And it might not be your story, but you probably know someone who went through it. And it doesn't matter how big or how small abuse is. Abuse is abuse. And it's important that those stories get told, because those stories bring change. It brings hope, and it changes someone's perception. This changed my perception. It definitely did. Not only the stories I had to go through from someone else, which is daunting in itself, and the tears run over my cheeks a lot of times when I listen to their voices, but my own story, telling it and illustrating it with the word art, thinking about it, feeling it, and then letting it go. It released so much, and I created it in something beautiful, something art for life. So this is an art book, and not just a hardback or a paperback with some random stories about survivors. Not at all. It's way, way more, because I know art heals. Art heals you and me and everyone who has gone through some sort of abuse. And there are many forms of abuse, but I have described some of them in the book. So please share, please invest, please support. Thank you, and see you soon, because I have so much more beautiful art coming up. And yeah, also a course I'm working on, something really special. And this time not particularly oil. Can be oil, can also be acrylic. So if you're interested in that, let me know in the comments, because then I will inform you as soon as I have more about my pilot. With love, have a brilliant day, enjoy your day, and please share, don't forget. It's so important to bring this awareness in the world. Bye.